Tonight, we're diving into a truly chilling story from a small village in Assam. It's one of those tales that really gets under your skin because it shows how something so simple, a lifelong habit, a stubborn craving, can spiral into something absolutely terrifying. And this quote, "This is the absolute heart of the story we're about to tell." It's a true account that serves as a haunting reminder of this proverb. A story about a love so deep it becomes dangerous, and a demand so bizarre it just defies all logic. All right, let's set the scene. Our story takes place in a quiet little village in Assam, and it centers on a young man named Dhruv and his grandmother, who he calls his Dadi. It's just the two of them, so their bond, well, it's everything. See, Dhruv's parents passed away when he was just a little kid, so his daddy, she raised him. He's 25 now, a really good guy, works hard fixing mobile phones, and he takes care of everything for her. And his daddy, she's 82, and at that age, she's kind of become like a child again. Super loving, but also incredibly headstrong. Now, here's the thing that drives the whole story. Dadi has this lifelong obsession. Every single Friday, without fail, she has to eat fish. And look, this isn't just a preference, okay? In her mind, it is literally a matter of life and death. She's convinced that if she doesn't have it, her blood pressure will spike, she'll get dizzy, her health will just completely collapse. It's a ritual that's become an absolute non-negotiable rule. So get this, it's a Friday night and a massive storm is just raging outside. Dhruv finally gets home late, completely soaked to the bone and just exhausted. The storm was so bad that every single market was already shut down on his way back. And in all the chaos, he forgot. He forgot the one thing he absolutely could not forget, the Friday fish. So Dhruv, trying to make the best of it, quickly whips up some rice and tomato chutney. But when he serves it to his Dadi, she just loses it. "What is this?" she wails. "I was so excited. I thought you were cooking fish. I won't eat this. I have to eat fish." Dhruv pleads with her, but it's no use. She takes a couple of angry bites and storms off to bed, hungry and furious. Fast forward a few hours. It's almost 1 in the morning when Dhruv wakes up for a drink of water. He turns around, and his Dadi is sitting bolt upright in bed, clutching her stomach. "I'm dying of hunger, son. You're going to be the death of me. You can't just feed me chutney. Go get me some fish." Dhruv is just floored. I mean, can you imagine? It's nearly 1 in the morning, the storm is an absolute monster outside, and she wants him to go find fish. He tries to reason with her, but she just lays on the guilt, telling him he might as well prepare her funeral pyre. And that does it. Defeated, he gives in. He'll go. But where on earth is he going to find fish at this hour? Well, Dadi has some very specific instructions. She tells him about a woman in the next village over in an old house with a big red door. She swears the woman will be there, selling fish. The same woman she used to buy from when Dhruv was just a little boy. So, Dhruv grabs an umbrella and steps out into pure chaos. The rain is coming down in sheets. Thunder is just cracking right overhead, and lightning keeps lighting up this muddy, awful path. He's angry. He's frustrated. But that deep love for the woman who raised him, it just pushes him forward, right into the heart of the storm. After what feels like forever, he finally makes it to the next village. And there it is, an ancient, rundown house right on the edge of town. And sure enough, just like his Dadi said, it has this massive, weirdly bright red door. It just looks completely out of place. He steps up onto the porch, takes a deep breath, and lifts his hand to knock. But he doesn't even get to touch it. Before his knuckles make contact, the heavy door just swings inward with this long, low groan. The house was already open. He calls out, "Hello?" and steps inside. And the scene is just bleak. There's a woman on the floor, weeping, holding a teenage boy in her lap who looks terribly sick. His breathing is shallow, ragged. He's really struggling. Dhruv figures this must be the fish seller and her son. Dhruv explains his whole crazy story, even offering to go get a doctor from his village if she'll just sell him some fish. But the woman just stares at him and says flatly, "I won't give you any fish." He offers more money, he pleads, nothing. Finally, annoyed, he says he'll just take it and pay her. And that's when she looks at him, her eyes ice cold, and says, "Take the fish, and this will be your last night." That threat, it just snaps something in him. He defiantly snatches the fish, throws the money on the floor, and storms out. He's about halfway home, cutting through this thick patch of trees, when a massive clap of thunder makes him flinch. A bolt of lightning flashes, and for a split second, the whole world goes white. And in that flash, he sees it. Perched on a branch, high in a tree right in front of him, is an old woman. Her eyes are glowing red. Her body is like a skeleton, and her feet, oh my God, her feet are twisted completely backwards. The thing drops from the tree with this sickening thud and just lunges for him, screeching, "Give me my fish!" Pure animal terror takes over. Dhruv just runs. He slips in the mud, scrambles up, and feels these sharp claws rip right through his shirt, digging into his back. He doesn't look back. He just runs and runs until he finally stumbles across the boundary into his own village. He dares a glance over his shoulder, and the creature has stopped dead at the border, just shrieking in fury. He bursts into his house, bleeding, covered in mud, absolutely terrified. But the horror of that chase, it's nothing compared to the truth that's waiting for him. He tries to tell his Dadi what happened, but in her childlike state, she just waves it all away. She accuses him of making up stories to make her feel guilty for sending him out. All she cares about is that fish. So, defeated and still shaking, Dhruv cooks it for her. And she eats it, perfectly happy, and goes back to sleep. The next morning, a neighbor who saw him staggering home comes to check on him. Dhruv tells him the whole insane story, and as he's listening, the neighbor's face just gets paler and paler. "Wait," he says, "the house with the red door? Son, that house is a ruin. No one has lived there for years." And this is the moment everything clicks into place. The neighbor explains that the woman Dhruv met, the fish seller, she drowned in a pond more than 12 years ago. His Dadi, lost in her memories, had sent him to a place from 25 years in the past. That house has been an abandoned, haunted ruin for over a decade. He hadn't met a desperate mother, he'd met her ghost. The neighbor explains the local belief that their village has a guardian spirit, a protector. And the only reason Dhruv is alive is because that spirit guards its borders and physically stopped that creature from crossing over. And that's when the weight of it all just crashes down on them. Dadi's simple, stubborn obsession had sent her grandson straight into a living nightmare. And the guilt, it finally breaks through, and she is absolutely devastated. So what do we take away from this? It's a chilling lesson, isn't it? A lifelong habit, a faded memory, and a love that pushed all boundaries, they mixed together to create this perfect, horrifying storm. It makes you think, maybe the most dangerous ghosts aren't the ones in abandoned houses. Maybe they're the obsessions that live inside the people we love, just waiting for the right moment to demand the impossible.